All right, 5th and 6th. Let's get some math review here. Even though Mrs. French isn't in the classroom, she's still in the classroom with you today. So let's do some quick review. So get your whiteboards out, see if you can get these problems written on the board, and I'll see if I can give you some time to get them done. And let's see how we do. Again, these are just review problems. We're going to jump right into today's lesson here in just a few minutes. But let's start with 5 14ths plus 2 sevenths. Now, can I add these fractions as they are written? Right, because they don't have the same denominator. But we know we can't use 7, but we can use 14 because 7 go into 14. So let's go with 14. Let's change this to 5 14ths. That stays exactly the same. Let's make an equivalent fraction to 2 sevenths. So 7 goes into 14 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. If I add 5 plus 4, I get 9. And I get 9 14ths. Good job. All right, let's do some subtraction of fractions. Again, these are mixed numbers. But let's start with the fraction first. I have 1/4 subtract 1/2. Again, I have to have the same denominator, so let's go to 4. All right, so 1/4 stays 1/4. 1/2, we go 4 goes into 2 goes into 4 2 times. So 1 times 2 is 2. Now remember, this is where we get tripped up because we can't take 2 from 1. So we have to make something equivalent to 5. All right, so which is 4 plus 1. Very good. So 4, and let's use 4/4. Because that's our denominator. So 4/4 plus 1/4 gives me 5/4. Now I can take 2 from 5. So 5 subtract 2 gives me 3/4. Now don't forget to come over here and do your whole number. But remember, it's no longer a 5 because we made something equivalent to 5. It is 4 subtract 2 gives me 2. Nice job. All right, so we have some multiplication of fractions. Let's see if I can turn the camera a little bit to get rid of the glare. All right, so that glare is right on there. I'm sorry about that glare. I'll just tell you what the problem is here. It's 2/5. Let's see if I can rewrite it down here, make it a little bit easier. All right, it's not too bad. All right, so this is problem number 3. 2/5 times 15. Well, 15 is a whole number, so to make it an improper fraction, we're going to put it over 1. I can multiply straight across, and I'm going to get 30 divided by 5. Or I can use cancellation, and I can go 5 goes into 5 once, 15 3 times. Now I have 6 times 3, or 2 times 3. Sorry, my mind's working ahead of time. 6 over 1, which gives me 6. And again, if I would have done 30 divided by 5, I would have come up with 6. All right, so over here we have a mixed number times the whole number. So let's take this mixed number and put it into an improper fraction. Well, remember, we take the whole number times the denominator plus the numerator. So we have 4, or 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1. Very good. 5 over 2. 12 is a whole number, so let's put it over 1, over 12 over 1. Again, I can multiply across or use cancellation. 2 and 12 have common factors of 2. Let's go to 6. 5 times 6 gives me 30. And if I had multiplied 5 times 12, I would have got 60 divided by 2 would have gave me 30 as well. All right, now we're going to do some quick, some more review. We're switch to a little bit of fraction percents of a whole, as again we're practicing the fraction and parts of a whole. So let me get some problems up here and I'll be right with you. All right, let's start with 20 feet equals how many yards? All right, so when we're going feet to yards, we're going small to large. So we need to divide. So I put my little division sign here. There's 3 feet in a yard, so I'm going to divide by 3. So now I have an improper fraction, which means 20 divided by 3. 3 goes into 20 6 times. That gives me 18. Remainder of 2 and 2/3. So 6 and 2/3. Here I have 25 years, and I'm going to century. So I'm going again small to large, so I need to divide. There's 100 years in a century, so now I have 25 1/100ths, which is reduced to 1/4. 22 teaspoons. How many tablespoons? So again, small to large. We're going to divide. How many teaspoons make a tablespoon? 3. So now I have 22 divided by 3. 3 goes into 22 7 times. It's going to give me 21. So 7 and 1/3. All right, here I have feet to yards. So again, I'm going small to large. So let's divide by 3. So that's an improper fraction. 13 divided by 3. It's going to give me 6. It's going to give me 6 and 1/3. third. All right, now I have 6.5 hours, and I want to go to minutes. So now we're going large to small. What do we do when we go large to small? We multiply. How many minutes are in an hour? 60. All right, so this would be set up 6.5 times 60. 6.5 is, oh, you can't really see it. Sorry, let's see. Let me make some space here. I'll erase this up top. All right, so now we have 6.5 times 60. Let's take this mixed number and put it into an improper fraction. So we're going to have 13 over 2 times 60 over 1. We're going to cancel the 2, the 60 to a 30. I'm going to do 30 times 13. That's going to give me 0 and 9, 0, 0, 3. I'll have 390 minutes. Some of you are already ahead of me, aren't you? All right, over here we have 1/3 of a yard to a feet. Well, we're going large to small, so we need to multiply if we need to. We multiply by 3. 1/3 times 3 is simply going to give me 1. 1/3 times 3 over 1 gives me 1, just so you can see that. Here I have 1/5 of a ton. Is how many pounds? Well, we're going large to small, so we need to multiply. We need to multiply by 2,000 because there's 2,000 pounds in a ton. Remember, there's 2,000 pounds in a ton. So 1/5 times 2,000 over 1. Well, 1 or 5 can go into 2,000 400 times. Gives me 400 pounds. Now I have 6/7 of a week. How many days do I have? Well, we're going large to small. So we're going to multiply by 7. Well, 6/7 times 7 over 1, you're right, gives me 6 days. It tells me I have 6 out of 7 days in a week. All right, so now let's do some 3-digit divisors, 3-digit division. Actually, let me back up a little bit. Let's practice some equations again this morning, and then we'll get into, for the 5th graders, we're going to do 3-digit division. Remember, we do 3-digit division the same way as we do 2-digit. I have great trust in you. I know you can already do this, and we're going to work on it some more today. 6th grade, we're going to find the profit. So we're going to review some increase and decrease, and we're going to find the amount of profit today. So just again, let's put some more problems on the board, and let's work some more. All right. 5th graders, if you want to get out page 135, 136, 6th graders, go ahead and get out page 135 and 136. I'm going to start with the page 136 review with the 5th graders, but 6th graders, you should be able to be paying attention to this and also make sure that you can do this as well, just as practice. All right, we have 9x plus 9 equals 5 times 6. Well, we do not know the value of x, so we're going to bring x plus 9 down. We can solve 5 times 6. 5 times 6 is 30. Remember, when it's an addition problem, I have to use subtraction to get the variable by itself. So I'm going to subtract 9, and I'm going to subtract 9 on that side as well. Whatever I do to one side of the equal side, I have to do the other side. So now I have x. 30 minus 9 is 21. Now I can take my value of x. Again, that's the value of x. That's what it's worth. And I could plug it in right here. So I can do it at the top, as I've showed you, 21 plus 9. Or I can rewrite it, 21 plus 9 equals 5 times 6. We said 5 times 6 was 30. And if I add 9 to 21, I get 30. So my equation is equal. And I know if you have any questions, you can ask the teacher that's subbing in today. She'll do a great job helping you. All right, so we have n minus 3 equals 15 divided by 5. I do not have the value of n, so I'm going to rewrite n, subtract 3. I can do 15 divided by 5. 15 divided by 5 gives me 3. Now I have a subtraction problem, so I need to use an addition. So I'm going to carry this plus 3 over here. So I'm going to have n equals 6. Again, take your value, plug it in right here. 6 minus 3 equals, what we said, 15 over 3. 5 was 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 would equal 3. And again, we're just practicing some more equations, making sure our equations are equal. That's what the word equation means. All right, so now we have y divided by 2 equals 12. I don't have the value of y, so I can't solve this side just yet. And this side's already solved for me because it's telling me it equals 12. So this is 12, or y, divided by 2. So now we have to use multiplication. So we're going to multiply by 2, multiply by 2. That gives me a y. Remember, it doesn't matter if it's n or z or x. Those are all just called variables because the value will vary. Now we have 12 times 2 is 24. Again, take your value, plug it in right here. You'd have 24 over 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. And they already again told me this side was 12. That side is equal. Nicely done. And as you'll see on your page, there's also some more fractional parts of a whole. That gave us 5 inches. They wanted to know how many feet. Well, inches to feet is small to large, so let's divide. There's 12 inches in a foot. So this gives me a proper fraction. So I have 5/12 of a foot. Here I have 6 inches, and it wants to know how many feet. Well, again, inches to feet is small to large. There's 12 inches in a foot. This, again, is a proper fraction. 6/12 can be reduced to 1/2. Make sure you put your fractions in lowest terms. Make sure you pay attention to whether you have a proper fraction or an improper fraction. Here we have 7 inches equals how many feet? Well, this is the same as we've been doing. Small to large, we're going to divide. Foot has 12 inches. I now have 7/12, and that simply cannot be reduced. So I have 7/12 of a foot. Now, if I have 10 inches, how much of a foot do I have? Well, again, small to large, but 10/12 is not in lowest terms, so I have to reduce that, and I'm going to get 5/6 of a foot. All right, so let's practice some 3-digit division. All right, we have 25,060. Sometimes when I write my problems on the board, I won't put this comma there because sometimes it can get a little bit confusing as if it's a number or a borrowing or stuff like that. So when I do my problems on the board, I try not to put the commas there so I know there's not a comma in that problem. All right, so it'll be all right for right now. All right, divided by 716. Well, again, we do 3-digit division the same as we do 2. We have to have somewhere to start with in our head. So I look at my first 2 digits, 7 and 1. And I'm going to use that rounding, 0 to 4, stay on the floor, 5 to 9, go to the sky. So in my head, I have a 7. I'm going to look at the first digit. 7 can't go into 2, but it can go into 25. All right? 7, 14, 21. So let's do it times 3. Well, remember that 7's only in my head. My divisor is actually 716. And I said start with 3. Make sure you multiply it all the way out. So 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. 3 times 7 is 21. Now I have 2, 1, 4, 8. That means I need to write 2, 1, 4, 8. I have to write this 3 above the 6 because I went into this whole number right here. All right, so now I'm going to subtract. Remember, divide, multiply, subtract to bring down. So let's take 8 from 6. We can't do that. So let's borrow and make it 16 subtract 8, which is going to be 8. 9 subtract 4 is 5. 4 subtract 1 is 3. All right, this number is smaller than my divisor, so I can carry on. And I'm going to bring down the 0. So now how many times can 7 go into 35? Goes in there 5 times. So let's do 716 times 5. What's 5 times 6? 30. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. 5 times 7 is 35. Look at there. 3, 5, 8, 0. And I can put my 5, and I get a 0. Now, we can cast out 9s to see if we are correct. All right, here we would get an 8. Here we have 14, which gives us 5. All right, and here we can mark out, nope, we have 7 and 13, which is going to give us 4. All right, so we have 5 times 8 equals 40. But 4 plus 0 is 4. This 4 matches this 4. So we did our division correctly, and we have the correct quotient. All right, let's practice at least 2 more. Let's do 2 more. Again, we're doing lesson 75 in the 5th grade book right now. Again, 3-digit division, and if we can do 2, we can do 3. All right, so let's do the next one. Let's do 30,668, and let's divide this by 902. Well, this is going to be a 9 in my head. I have to draw my little arrow. It's a 9 in my head. How many times can 9 go into 30? 9 can go into 30 3 times. 9 times 3 is 27. So let's do 902 times 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 0 is 0. That gives me 27. Notice I'm doing my multiplication away from my actual problem. I don't want my multiplication to get mumble-jumbled with my division problem. All right, so I have my work right here. So it's 2706. Again, placement and alignment. That 3 has to go above the second 6 because I went into 3066. And now I'm going to subtract 0, 6, 3. Now what do I do now? I need to bring down. Again, dead monkeys think bad. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So let's bring down the 8. 9 can go into 36 4 times. So let's do 902 times 4. Again, I'm using 902. I'm using the whole divisor. So 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 9 is 36. Gives me 0. Put a 4 here. Cast out 9s. That goes 9, goes 0. There gives me a 2. This gives me a 7. I can mark out this 3 and this 6 because that equals 9. And I have 6 plus 8, which gives me 14, which is going to give me 5. All right, now I have 2 times 7 gives me 14. But 1 plus 4 equals 5. This 5 equaled that 5. Awesome job. Let's do one more. And then we'll talk to this, and then I'm going to talk to the 6th graders about increase and decrease and finding a profit. All right, so let's go 531 as a divisor. And let's go 118,431. All right, so let's see. Make that down like that so it doesn't look like a 1. All right, keep it separate of my numbers here. All right, so 5 in my head goes into 11 2 times. So let's start with 2. But I got to do 511 times 2. 2, 2, 10. So 1, 0, 2, 2. Put the 2 up there. Let's subtract. What's 4 subtract 2? 2, 6, 1. Bring down to 3. All right, 5 goes into 16. Well, if we went any higher than this, I could say 3 just for fun. Let's just see what it is. 53 times 3. Oh, 531. See, I messed up. I said 51. It's 531. Silly Mrs. French. There we go. That's 3, 9, 15. Let's see here. I think I messed up on something here. Oh, you know what I did? Look what I did right here. Because I was wondering why this wasn't right. I have 531 here. And look at Miss French. She did 511 over here. So we need to go back and start over here. See? When something's not looking right, you start over. All right, so 531 times 2, 2, 6, 10. About messed up again, right? 1,062. That's 2. That's 2. And that's 1. Now I got 122. Now I bring down the 3. It has to be 2 again. I get a 1, 6, and a 1, 161. Bring down the 1. And I know it has to be, let's see, we could probably try 3. We did 3 up here already. So 1593, let's go there. And now let's subtract. I can't take that. That's a 0. 11 subtract 3 is going to be 8. That's going to be 18. All right, this gives me 18, 531 if we write it as a fraction. 18 and 531 can both be divided by 9 if I use my divisibility rules. So I'm going to end up with 259. So my final answer is 223 and 2/59 written as a fraction. All right, 6th graders, I know this video is going long, but you think math is normally an hour, and I've only been talking to you for 20 minutes. So 5th grade, get on with your page. 6th grade, let's get to your practicing increase, decrease, and amount of profit. All right, 6th grade, page 135, 136. Let's start with their review. Let's do fractional parts of a whole. They gave us 2 numbers. They gave us 15. They give us 30. The first thing we have to do is put it in a fraction, because we're doing fractional parts of a whole. 15/30 gets reduced to 1/2. And it just wants the fractional part of a whole right now. So 1/2 is my final answer. They gave us 12. And they gave us 18. Those are the 2 numbers they want us to compare. Fractional parts of a whole. First, put it in a fraction. 12 over 18. You can reduce each number by 6. Let's reduce by 6. And I get 2/3. 2/3 is the final answer of the fractional parts of a whole. And here you have 17 over 51. Oh, sorry, they gave it to you like this. All right, 5th grade or 6th grade. Addie, Gage, Malachi, all of you that are watching right now. All right, so they gave us 17 and 51, so we need to write 1751. Now, if I look at those, I can reduce, and I know you're thinking, by what? It's actually reduced by 17. And so 17 goes into 17 once, and it goes into 51 3 times. 1/3 is the fractional part of those 2 numbers. All right, let's look at some increase and decrease. All right, something was $75. Remember now, it is 80. Remember, we put the difference over the original. All right, so what is the difference of 75 and 80? 5. What was the original? 75. That can be reduced to 1/3. But now it's not asking for the fraction, it's asking for the percent. The percent of 1/3 is 33 and 1/3%. Remember, we have to say whether it increased or decreased, but it was 75 and it went up $5, so we had a 33 and 1/3% increase. All right, we have was 18, now it is 20. So we do again the difference. What's the difference between 18 and 20? 2. Put it over the original, 18. That can be reduced to 1/9. 1/9, to figure that out, I could do 1 divided by 9, just so you can see how it's done. That's going to be a 1. It's going to be a 9. I'm going to keep going, and I'd have 11 and 1/9% increase. How do I get 11 and 1/9? Well, here's out to my 100, so I can do percent. And again, I'd have 1/9, so 11 and 1/9%, and it went up. All right, let's do a couple more like that, and then we're going to find the amount of profit. All right, say you have something was $27. But it's now 18. Right? So find the difference of 27 and 18. 9. We put 9 over 27 because over the original. It goes to 1/3. We already said the percent of 1/3 is 33 and 1/3%. Now, did it go up or did it go down this time? Well, it got less. It decreased. So we have it going, an arrow going down. Again, increase, decrease. Find the difference and put it over the original. Now, if we flip to the front, we're going to find the amount of profit. You'll see that there's a bath towel that costs $3.75. All right? So a bath towel is $3.75. It says the selling expense is $1.50. Well, they find the $1.50, so their selling expense is still to the buyer. So we have to add the selling expense, and we have to find the total price of the selling, or the cost and the selling thing first. All right, so let's find this. So we have 5 plus 0, 7 plus 5, carry the 1, and we have 4, 5. All right, it's going to cost the seller $5.25. So he bought an item that was $3.75, and he's going to sell it. And his selling expense, whether it's shipping or whatever else or that he has to deal with, he's going to have to add another $1.50 to that. So the total that he's spending for this bath towel is $5.25. All right, but he is going to sell this bath towel for $8. All right, so the selling price, and you'll see that it's there, is $8. But remember, it cost the customer $5.25. And we had to come up with this first before we could find the profit. So we're going to now subtract $5.25, and we're going to see what this customer actually makes. All right, so we're going to borrow from here. This is going to be 5, 7, 2. His profit will be $2.75. And you'll see your chart. They'll say the cost. And then they'll say the selling expense, or the expense. And then they're going to tell you what he sold it for. I can't write today. And then you're going to see profit. All right? So that's the bath towel. He cost $3.75. He did $1.50 for expense. And it sold it, selling price was $8. And he made $2.75. So if you need help filling in the chart like it is written, that's the idea of the chart. All right, so the next item you're going to buy is a throw pillow. All right, they say this throw pillow costs $1.95. It's going to charge the customer to sell it $1.25, but he's going to list it and sell it for $6.90. Okay, so let's see how much money, how much profit, what he comes out with. The profit is what you have earned at the end. So we have $1.95 plus $1.25. We have to come up with this first. Remember, so we're going to find this first. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So it's going to cost the seller, between buying the item and selling it, $3.20. He has it sold for $6.90. That's not, $6.90 is not his profit. Okay, we're going to find his profit right here. Subtract $3.20, and you get $3.70. So you up here in your chart write $3.70. Let's buy 2 more items, and I'll send you on your way. All right. So let's buy a mixer. Okay. So the mixer is $11.80. It costs $5.75 in shipping and insurance or whatever else you're going to send it. But you sold this mixer for $21. All right, so we have to put these two together first. This is the buyer, this is the seller's expense. They had to buy it, and they have expense of shipping it or for insurance to sell it. All right, so $11.80 plus $5.75, that's 5. So 8 plus 7 is 15. 7 and 1. So it's going to cost, it costs the buyer, it costs the seller $17.55. Again, he had to buy it first, and then he has this expense of insurance or shipping or whatever else, taxes that he has to pay. He's listed it and sold it for $21. So we take the $21, and we're going to subtract the $17.55. All right, so this is going to go to 9. It's going to go to 10. So he didn't make much money on this one. He only made $3.45. Make sure you put a dollar sign because that's his profit. So on the mixer, he only made a profit of $3.45. But at least he still made a profit. He has more money than he began with. or need more money out of the product. All right, let's buy one more item. Let's buy the electric blanket. It's wintertime. We need an electric blanket, so we're looking for them. We have one that costs $32, $6.80 to ship it because electric blankets are heavy, but it lists that it's sold on eBay for $51.25. So let's put these two together first. So $32 plus $6.80 gives me 0. So $38.80 is the total for the seller, and we're going to buy it for the $51.25. So we got to subtract $38.80. Let's see what the profit is. 5 subtract 0, 12 subtract 8, 10 subtract 8, 4 subtract 3. So his profit on the electric blanket was $12.45. I know this video lasted a little over a half hour, but I miss you, and I hope to see you in a day or two. If not, just keep working on it and call me if you need me. But you have a great person subbing, and I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.